Hey everyone, and welcome to the 52nd episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with Michael.
What's up?
And John.
Hi.
And we are in person.
Yeah.
For the second time. We're looking at each other. We got mics in our face. I'm nervous because I'm the host, and I feel more pressure now. So are you guys comfortable? Or
I'm not nervous at all.
No?
I feel like after the last day and a half, I have nothing to say to either of you. And frankly, I'm a little sick of both of you.
The whole drive down here, John and I talked about basically everything. Most of which we can't talk about on this podcast. We talked about a lot of things. We were like, dude, we're going to get there, and we're not going to have anything to say to Luke.
Yeah, I thought about that in general. Like whenever we had multiple times during our conversations. Also, if you hear a dog, can't do anything about it. If I could, I would, but I can't. We had multiple conversations where we had to keep stopping it because it was like,
no, okay. Save it for the podcast.
Yeah, we're like, oh no, stop.
No.
We gotta do this right. So this is gonna be a little bit of an informal episode. We've got some drinks here. We got some pizza. The pizza man might show up. My brother might show up.
The pizza ever comes.
This is gonna be a little different. So to start out, all three of us are in North Carolina together.
Yep.
In the same room. I flew in Thursday. Oh,
yeah.
It's Thursday?
Yesterday was Thursday. Today is Friday now.
My days are all mixed up because this feels weird.
Today feels like Saturday, doesn't it?
It feels like a weekend.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. So, gentlemen. Oh, see, I'm already messing up the intro. As always, you can follow us on SoundCloud and iTunes and leave us a review. We know you want to because you're a good fan. So please do that. So, gentlemen, welcome to the 52nd episode. 1 year doing this podcast. Never missed an episode, one a week. I'm like really proud of this.
Good to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I wanted to start off by talking about my flight out here because I was what are you looking at?
John's just looking out the window.
Neighbors.
Oh.
So we're in this Airbnb, and there's like kind of like
we
a
have
townhouse.
Neighbors.
And there's these people on top of it. They've been hearing their dogs all weekend, and for some reason, we kind of want to see who the people
we just
look
want to
like.
know because we're nervous that we might make too much noise. So it's fine if we make noise just in general, but like the guy who owns Airbnb doesn't care if we make noise. But if we make noise and disturb the people upstairs, that could be bad.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't know what type of people they are. So for example, if it was like some old couple from Florida who goes to bed at 6 o'clock, our noise might be not good. But if it's, some
I think it's
slightly
fairly,
attractive females from California,
It changes everything. Well, they're
they
definitely
might
from
want to come down
California.
and hang out with us.
fairly easy to tell the type of person they are. They drive a Jeep and they're from California.
The license plate is from California, so they're definitely from California, not Florida. Unless they
And they have a truck.
Or
just
they
have a
stole
car
it.
from
That's like
California.
that's like the
and they're in Florida.
that reminds me of the O.J. Simpson
What?
getaway car. I'm looking at the car out the window right now.
Like a
This
really
is right.
boxy Jeep,
Tahoe or
SUV kind of thing.
The car he drives.
Yeah. I don't.
It
I
just
don't
was
know.
like a 4-door something,
Yeah,
whatever, white Jeep, something, and because it's got the California license plate, and I was thinking maybe they stole the car, like they're on the run,
Maybe.
like they're from Florida, but anyway, so I flew in, and the line to get to my plane was like 1 million miles long, and this is the same story that I told at our end of the year episode, and I don't know why it was long, but it was. So eventually I got to my plane and I had thought that I had everything that I needed. I brought like my microphone. I brought brought 2 laptops, 3 lenses, a camera, all like some clothes. Like I bought so much gear.
Decked out.
I didn't get the seat that I wanted to get on the plane, but I was like, well, at least I can just put my headphones on. And I remembered that I have the iPhone 7.
Oh man.
And I didn't have the adapter
Didn't
for
bring
my...
the adapter. See, this is why I'm so mad. Because
I'm so mad for you, Luke.
we had this whole discussion before on the podcast about
know.
you're like, oh, they're taking away headphone jacks, but it's okay because Bluetooth's
I do
getting
think
so
it's
good.
okay. I do think
It's not okay to take away something
I know.
that we use every day. Like, it's fine to make Bluetooth better, but then also just have headphones.
Oh.
Is your mic picking me up?
Yeah.
It's okay. His mic. You guys are both in my mic.
I look down at
It's
my
okay.
line and it's like.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. The audio might not be good in this episode, but I feel like we look cool with these mics.
We do.
So there's
That's pretty sweet.
So we have
It evens out.
We have how many mics do we have right now?
4.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Where's the 5th one?
That one.
Where's
Oh.
the sixth one?
That one.
I thought I was
That
the 6th one.
That mic's right there.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, so you
4,
have this room
5,
mic
6.
and then that also.
Yeah, and then you.
Wait, what does this foot into?
So I forgot. Nobody can see what we're doing right now, but we're like pointing at the different mics on the table because we have like 2 mics that are picking up the whole room, and then we've got 3 mics that are all like wired into our own computers. And then we have
And then there's me. I'm Mike.
Oh, it's a name joke.
I was waiting for you to
that's
like to
stupid.
pick,
Mic
pick
check.
up on that one. So I'm gonna take another swig of whiskey because I'm still nervous.
Okay, so Luke, you flew here, and you didn't have your headphone jack adapter because Apple was stupid and it's removing all headphone jacks.
Yeah, and like I do think like you should not put up that much of a fight when we lose the headphone jack. I still think that, but it is really annoying when I got on the plane and I'm like, all right, let's listen to this, and I didn't have it.
Exactly how much space does that 3.5 millimeter jack take?
Like
3.5
a
millimeters.
quarter of an inch. 3.5 millimeters.
We talked about this before. I don't want to talk about
Well,
this
that's
again.
it's always on my mind, dude.
Every time I use what phone do you even have? Is this the 5?
The SE. So it's the 5 body.
What
with
does
the
that
6
even
insides.
stand for?
Special edition. It's special.
Sucky edition.
They're coming out with another one, and I'm worried it won't
When
have
did
a
this
headphone
even
jack.
come out?
Is that the 5
I'm gonna look this up on the internet.
It's just called the SE, I think.
iPhone
That's-
SE.
6, right?
iPhone
Size of the
C.
5.
Right.
iPhone C.
I think the next one's gonna be either the 8 or the 10, basically. I think it's gonna be the 8 inside the 5 again.
Hey,
I
we'll
like
see,
that.
guys.
The size of this phone is perfect. Beautiful.
Want some?
It fits right in my pocket, right in my hand. I can touch every part of the screen with just one thumb.
That was the advertising they did when they first pushed it out. This thing looks like the 4. When did this come out? I'm looking it up on
The
my
new
computer
SE is
now.
not is
4-inch Retina display,
What are you talking about?
A9 chip. Actually, isn't this the one? Isn't this the iPhone that has? It's like as powerful as the 6, but it's got the.
Yeah, I said that we said that like 3 times just now. Yes, this is
Oh,
6
no,
on the
listen,
inside.
I was like, I was just kind of distracted.
I said it to you, and then John was like, "Oh, is it like the 5 with the 6 on the inside?"
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the 5 body with a 6 inside, basically.
This is like, I think Apple's going.
Why are you
down.
looking at pictures of it online when I have it in my
think
hand
that
right in front of you right now?
No, because I'm looking at the specs. I think that Apple is starting to go under a little bit.
What's the processor?
It's
A9?
the A9. Super efficient M9 motion processor. A9
Yeah, solid.
technology, and it's showing it's 3 times. It's as fast as the 6S.
They're on the version now?
Technically the 9th, because they skipped 9. They went from 8 to X.
Okay. So and then what's that? Is that
What
the
is up with
A10?
that? Windows did the same thing. Oh, Domino's is here. Sweet.
Yes.
Okay, you can go get the pizza. What didn't Windows do the same thing? Windows
Touch
was
the
like
pizza.
Windows was like 95, 98, ME, XP, Vista, 7, 8, 10. Like they just have a thing against.
I just
9.
10 feels like so new and
Yeah, but why is everyone skipping 9 all the time? It's like when they skip 13 on an elevator. Is there something bad about 9? 7. Yeah, so then Windows. What was Vista? 7, 8, 10.
So Vista was 7. You have Windows 7, then you have Vista, which is Windows 8.
No,
then you have
Vista-
Windows 8, which is Windows 9s,
No, Vista was before 7.
and then there was like a second Windows 8, right? There 8.1, right?
Was there?
That revamped a lot of the 8, I believe.
Oh yeah, well but that's still 8 though. We're trying to like clear the table off to put our pizza down.
And there's Windows 10. I feel like 8's 9 in this case, and Vista is 8. No, Vista.
No, Vista came before 7.
Vista is 6. No.
This is so stupid.
All right. We lost count at Windows 3, right?
Is
After
Windows
that-
3 an
after that
actual
we-
thing?
Yeah. Well, after that, we went to Windows 95.
5.
Where did NT?
95 is the oldest one I remember.
Where did NT come in? Was that set 97? I'm not sure. This is
That's a
getting
made-up-
really
why did-
nerdy.
Yeah. That's a made up one.
Windows NT.
Someone made up that name.
Huh.
NT.
That's a real one.
Did you guys have I remember I had 95 and then we had ME. I never had
I had
98.
ME.
I never had 98.
You never got XP?
No, XP we had.
I had 95, 98, ME.
So
I
my
had all of
mom,
them,
my
basically.
mom only had like
Or my parents did.
I think she got all of her operating systems from like those AOL like sample things at the post office. Remember those discs? You go to the post office.
Yeah.
They would have like discs.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Stuff on it. We got like 90% of our stuff. So we had Windows 95 for most of the time.
Was it, 98 came with that Weezer song.
Oh no, it was 98.
Buddy
95.
Holly?
One of those.
Oh yeah, buddy, I remember that. There was a couple songs that came on the iPhone, the Windows computers.
The iPhone 98.
Yeah. We're trying to get settled here. We just got our
Just got our
pizza.
pizza.
So
Completely.
Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense. We're all here. I don't have to get up every time, or have to serve you guys pizza every time you want
Our
pizza.
precious.
Pizza is
now we're
also
gonna
precious.
Spill it. We're gonna spill it on our expensive computers.
You can't really spill pizza. If you spill pizza, that's on you.
What?
Yeah, pizza is basically a plate. Like it's
So Michael,
made
I have a question for you.
to not spill.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
You mentioned this a little while ago. We've been doing this podcast for a full year. I want to make sure that I say that 100,000 times because it is a big accomplishment,
Yeah, a whole year.
and I'm really proud of it. But given that this podcast exists, we were talking about other podcasts before, and you mentioned How Things Work. You remember that?
Yeah, the
Remember-
podcast. How things
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
And you were saying that you didn't like it because you thought the people in it were like super awkward.
Yeah. So as you say that, John's just like standing over me, trying
John,
to look out
get
the window
back in your seat.
and see our neighbors.
We can see him out the window. Okay, you guys got you're acting like
You
a
guys
dog.
can see them. I
You're acting
can't
like
see
a
them.
squirrel
I can't see
or a
them.
dog
You can
looking
open
at
the
a
door,
squirrel.
and then you just look out the door.
No, I don't want bugs to come in. That's really North Carolina. Bugs are gonna come in the house.
Bugs are everywhere.
I have noticed that. Like when we were out,
Look at this. We're like in a wooded area.
Guys, look at this. People
We're-
at home. Look
yeah,
at
we're
this.
basically in a forest.
Tell you what, if you want to see it, go to Luke's Rock Walls.
Yeah, that's right. Go to my
Luke's rock walls. Go to Luke's rock wall blog.
Go to Luke's Rock Swole
go to my
blog.
vlog.
blog.
Yeah, we're vlogging this whole
when
thing.
when we showed up, it was like the opening to a horror movie, where we all go to this like really cool house and there's trees surrounding it. Like this is where Jason would come in with his machete and start chopping us up.
We should watch Friday the 13th tonight.
Are we gonna try and watch a movie tonight? I feel like
I don't know.
Anyways, sorry.
I want to
Jason,
know.
give
So I
me
want to
yours.
know about your experience. What did you listen to an episode of it? And don't chew into the mic. What prompted that? Were you listening to a specific episode and then
I've listened to lots of episodes by them, and
Yeah.
they're always really awkward.
what is it? It's Josh and Chuck, right?
I think so.
Isn't it
They
Chuck?
just have like.
Chuck has the laugh that's like,
So you've heard it before.
oh yeah, I've listened.
I've listened to a lot of
It's
their
a super
episodes.
popular podcast.
I love that podcast, but they always have like kind of a candid conversation right before, and it's just always like, I don't know, just it sounds like two dads, but they're not even good at telling funny dad jokes. They're just like, oh hey man, like oh yeah, like I was coming over here and I had like a plastic cup and I dropped it and it broke. Oh yeah, John, that's funny, man. So,
He
yeah.
always has
They just have these really like
Chuck has this, or no, Josh is the one with the very soft voice. He like kind of talks like it's like Kermit the Frog, sort of. So have you listened to the
I
podcast?
wish I had a Kermit the Frog voice.
A Jordan Peterson voice?
Is that who voices Kermit the Frog?
No, but he sounds like Jordan Peterson sounds like Kermit the
Or
Frog.
can we just go with Kermit? Anyways, no, I've never listened to that podcast before.
Never? Have you
Never.
heard of it?
No.
It's for the listeners. The podcast is called How Things Work, and every episode they talk about something. Like I know they talked about tornadoes. They've talked about
This is a science
mirrors,
podcast.
yeah, volcanoes, knife
Yep.
throwing,
knife throwing.
yeah. They have lots of cool episodes.
What was the thing about knife throwing?
They just explained how to knife throw,
Let's do this.
but only on
Let's just
audio.
let's hijack their podcast. We just pull all the information from it, and then we just repeat it.
Because yeah, we could probably do it way better.
Did you have an episode that you liked the most? Because I'm trying to think. Because I listened to. They talked about schizophrenia in one. They talked about like LSD in one of them.
Mm.
Like there was like a whole drug episode that they
I haven't
did.
listened to. I don't listen to them like every week. I listen to like whenever I have a long
I think
drive, I
think
put a bunch of them
Subscribe to them.
on there.
No,
I
I'm
am,
not.
dude.
I
My
think-
podcast app keeps on unsubscribing to things.
Really?
Yeah,
Your app.
Sounds
the
like
podcast,
YouTube.
the Apple Podcast
Oh,
app.
okay.
It's integrated, which is what I like, but it doesn't. It glitches up every once in a while. I just like unsubscribes to everything. I have to go back and find everything again.
I think everything is moving towards algorithms right now. So like like Instagram is algorithms now. So if you post a good picture, it will get more views, and if people don't like it or comment, it kind of like shrinks down. Like nothing is chronological anymore. Like even YouTube was talking about changing their subscription feed so that's not chronological.
Subscription fees?
Yeah, like the subscription.
When you click on the channels you're subscribed to.
When you click the subscriptions, it normally shows a timeline.
Oh, the feeds. Okay.
The subscription feed, though, like if I subscribe to somebody, I want to see. Yeah, I don't want it to be like, well, we just didn't think you wanted to see this video. Like what? I actually do like the recommendation page.
Yeah, I look
on
at it all
YouTube.
the time.
But like my subscriptions, the whole point of subscribing is that like I see everything from the channel.
Right.
But everything's moving towards algorithms, and it's really annoying. Like I'm not a fan of that.
That's the future. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Luke.
I mean, I like things about it. Like I like getting things suggested to me. Like I don't know if you're on YouTube looking at like the homepage where it just suggests a bunch of videos based on what
I
you've
get
been
a lot
watching.
of like repeated stuff that's old, and I don't want to look at
Really?
it because I know what it is,
I seen it.
and I don't want to. You sounded like Rhett from Good Mythical Morning. Anyways, I don't want to click on something that they recommend me that I've seen before. I don't like, but they think I'm gonna like it, but I've already seen it before I was logged in, and then if I click on it, it's gonna get more of that junk that's recommended
Yeah.
to me, and I don't want that.
That is annoying. Like if I go down a rabbit trail,
Yeah,
that doesn't actually matter. Like it's just stupid stuff.
like you're watching a lot of
It's like,
meme stuff.
Crap. Now forever, my recommendation page is going to be whatever that video was. Like let's say I go down a kick and I start watching old TV shows or something.
Yeah.
And then next thing I know, my whole recommendation feed is just clips from old TV shows, and like
And you don't want that stuff. That's
No.
not like that was just a one day thing. You're not.
yeah,
interested.
it's like I haven't. It's almost like forcing you to subscribe to a certain thing. Like it's like, oh, this is what you do. Like this is your hobby is to watch old TV shows. It's like, wait, I just did this on a whim. This was a phase.
I'll tell you what. It's
It's kind of like
This is
Extreme It's kind of like that show, the old show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Where they're like, we heard you like horses, so we made you a bed out of horses. Like your whole room is a horse.
There was one of those episodes, and I think they like. I saw this when I was really young. They had the ceiling, and they put glue on the ceiling, and they glued hay to the ceiling.
It's gonna fall eternally.
No, it was just like hanging.
hey,
like
that's
we-
stupid.
I know. Actually, I don't know how much of those TV shows I believe are actually real. Like, look at this. If you think about it, we are talking about this show right now, giving them free advertising because they did something outrageous. But what if it was all fake? Like, what if they only did that thing to get people to talk about their show so that they would get free
Then
advertising?
it's working. What's the problem?
I mean, it's working, but it's.
Everything is for money.
I tell people it's like, I think people would be surprised at how stupid people are in general, but also.
I'm
how
literally always surprised. I'm like, there's no way they'd be that dumb. And then they'd be that dumb. And I'm like, how?
Then they be that dumb.
Well, the thing is, it's like you'd be surprised how stupid people can be, but you'd also be surprised at how smart people can be, because like when it comes to setting up anything like that, like a TV show, it's like all a strategy.
Well, marketing.
Yeah, it is. So,
Let's think about this. Media is all about money. They don't give a shit about you. This is a conspiracy podcast now.
That's barely even a conspiracy. That's probably fact.
Like, for how long have the commercial breaks been increasing in time?
that's because cable's dying.
Most people
I think that's
don't
a
watch
big part.
TV anymore. So
Yeah, and let it die. I'm done with cable.
let it
Like,
die.
I hate cable. I didn't ever grow up with it, and I've never like enjoyed it.
Well, how long before Netflix starts putting ads in their videos? Because Hulu does it. And
I
no
do.
one-
I have
no one
heard theories that
complains about
Netflix is like. If we want to get into conspiracy theories, I
Sure.
would like to hear what you guys have
Ooh.
as conspiracy theories.
I like these.
One of the conspiracy theories is that the government is funding Netflix because they don't understand how Netflix could be making enough money to support these giant budget shows.
Mm.
Also, when you guys look at your phone, it makes me feel like I'm not being listened to.
Yeah.
So I get nervous. I'm like,
I was posting
I'm not
about the
very
podcast
interested.
on my Instagram.
No, that's good. Yeah, check out our podcast Instagram at WAITSB Podcast. So you can see the picture that Michael's posting to make me feel uncomfortable. But the conspiracy theory was that Netflix can't be making enough money because everyone shares their own accounts. And so it's like, okay, how are they making enough money to make all these shows? Because they're pumping out like 100 shows a year. You know?
But they have a limit on the sharing account, right?
I don't know. I know people that like share all
There's
sorts
like
of accounts all
5
the time.
slots or something you can.
I'll tell you what, it's probably.
Oh, is it allowed? Is it actually allowed? I thought it was one of those things that wasn't allowed.
Oh yeah,
but they
you
just
can
didn't
share
care.
5. 1, 2. Yeah, you can share. No, you share 4. There's 4 accounts that you can have on your account, and that's it.
Well, I know that Netflix
It
has
doesn't
like
cost more.
Netflix has like 100 million users, so that's 100 million times 10. So that's $1 billion a month that they're making.
No, it's $15.
It's $15 now.
1.5 billion a month.
Wait, no. There's 10 that's like a standard, like, and then there's an HD option.
What?
And then
There's
a,
different versions of
yeah,
Netflix.
There's like an HD or.
I've never paid for
subscription.
Netflix, so I don't know.
Yeah. There's like an Ultra HD subscription that you can pay. That's a little bit more.
I didn't know there was all that.
I'm not sure which one I'm on, but I'm paying $15 a month for Netflix.
You just check.
Oh yeah.
I've never paid for Netflix. Used my family's Netflix. I have watched on my friend's account. Like we have accounts like in our house all over the place, like on
Yeah.
our different Apple TVs and our smart TVs and stuff like that. But I have paid for YouTube Red.
I pay
Like-
for YouTube Red. That's
Yeah, I was just saying I like it a lot.
like I don't care about their shows, but no advertisements on my phone is great.
Yeah, and you can listen to stuff.
And you get Google Music
In
with
the
it.
background.
Yeah. I use the YouTube Music is actually a thing too. I should use Google Music. I don't know why I don't.
So my problem is I have Spotify, I have Netflix, I have YouTube Red, which includes Google Play, and I have the Amazon Prime Music.
So you just have 1,000 things that you're paying for every month.
And I only use Spotify.
Yeah, I think I have Apple Music right now. I
Why
did a free
why
trial.
don't you use Google Music?
I really like Spotify.
Is Google Music like Apple Music?
What do you mean by like I don't know. Google Music is like Spotify.
Why do you use Spotify?
Well, my account's already like really deep into that with the
You got all the
learning
songs
of
starred
my
and
likes
stuff?
and dislikes.
Yeah.
I don't want to start over with Google Music.
The pressure's on now. We just switched on Instagram Live. So, hi.
I wonder if
Instagram.
they can even hear us.
I don't know.
Can you hear us?
You're gonna just start yelling. You're gonna come over my mic. Hi.
So I was thinking about this. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about bees. And
Wait. Let's go back to the Netflix thing. So the government is funding Netflix. Why would the government be funding Netflix? Besides, like,
Some people say
But
it's for like propaganda reasons, because you can. We're talking about conspiracies, so they're talking about if you control what people watch, you can put subliminal messages in the videos. You can kind of push agendas, ease people into things. It's that sort of that kind of
I was just
conspiracy.
eating into the mic for like 30 seconds. I'm trying to look at you and talk and like eat at the same time. I'm super hungry.
Hearing us eat because this is real and this is live.
Here's live. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I believe that conspiracy, to be honest. I just was hearing it. I was listening to someone talk about it. But stop looking out the window.
I was looking at our live stream.
Do you guys have any conspiracy theories?
Oh, in general?
In general, that you believe or that it makes sense?
Well, I think Elvis and Michael Jackson both faked their own deaths to make more money off of ticket sales and album sales.
So ticket sales, you can't do ticket
Dude, Michael
sales.
Jackson's tour after he died, I'll look it up real quick, but they went on tour with like a hologram of
I
him.
don't understand how that works. Like, so they actually have a ghost Michael
It's
Jackson.
like the Gorillaz. You ever seen Gorillaz go on tour?
Oh.
It's holographic.
They do like the cartoon
Really?
characters.
Yeah, look it up. It's the cartoon characters
What?
on the stage. Yeah, I don't know how they're
So
doing
people
it.
don't know what the gorillas look like?
No,
How do you
Not
know
unless you
you're-
Google like the guy
How
that's
do you
in
know you're
Blur.
seeing a show and not just a movie?
It's basically just a movie.
No, because during one of the music awards, Madonna was on stage doing a duo with one of the Gorilla members, and she interacted with the cartoon character.
Hmm.
I'm not sure how they're doing it. It's projection.
They do that. I've seen lots of like. There's bands in Asia that they have like they're all just CGI characters on a stage with like weird.
I'm looking this
things.
up. I'm
Yeah,
pulling it up right now.
Hatsune Miku.
Yeah.
Gorillaz hologram. Pulling it up on YouTube now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like there's called Vocaloid musicians, which are just computer program musicians.
So this
that do
looks
that?
like a CGI guy. Well, no, I don't understand this. This is like Daft Punk at another level.
look up Gorillaz and Madonna.
Yeah, I'm looking at them live at MTV EMAs.
Yeah.
What do they wear? Like those little Gollum tracker device things?
Or
something?
I think they're totally computer animated.
This looks like
scripted,
Rock
it's scripted.
Band. This looks like Rock Band. I don't understand why we'd want to watch this.
I thought
Oh, you're freaking me out. Why would someone want to watch a movie? It's like you go to a concert and watch a movie. Would you want to see a movie, John?
It's like going to a concert and
I
watching them
would.
like press play on their laptop.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to go to a concert.
You don't like concerts?
No. It's such a pain in the ass. The driving, the paying, the money, the waiting in line, the dealing
Driving
with
and the
crowds,
pain.
and the getting out, and the high prices for beer and food.
I don't go. Do you go shows very often, Michael?
Yeah, pretty often.
I'm in the
Yeah.
boat of that. I don't think musicians sound as good live as they do recorded.
It definitely depends. But also, it's usually not. You don't really go there for the sound quality. You go there for like the
Entertainment.
experience.
The hype.
Yeah.
Because they play it differently, and different kinds of bands are different. Like, interestingly enough, like a lot of pop bands that use like a traveling, or pop acts that use a traveling band. A lot of times the band will like change it up live, and it sounds like they do like really cool arrangements with it. A lot of times bands will change up their set a little bit, but you also the music just feels more when you see it live. than
Well, I can agree that
you listen
like
to it.
there's more entertainment value in how a band presents itself if you go live. Like some bands are really entertaining to watch, but
I feel like a
I
performance
just want
is
to listen.
fun.
I don't care about what they're doing.
I think the music feels different live.
What bands have you guys seen live?
A lot.
Like, what's the best band for you then that you've seen live?
I do like top 3. I saw Mute Math live. They were amazing. Colony House was the same show. They were amazing. Tori Kelly was amazing. She's like a pop artist. Under Oath was surprisingly probably one of the best shows I've
Oh,
ever
man,
seen.
Under Oath.
And so definitely the best ones. I've seen lots of other bands. And I've been to countless like local shows.
Right.
I've seen
Ro-
Steve Miller. I thought that's my favorite band I've ever seen live.
Steve
And
Miller.
Flogging Molly was great live, but I think that was more.
Flogging Molly.
Yeah, I think that was more due to the audience.
When did you see Flogging Molly?
When?
Yeah. Like when was that?
2008 at the
Yeah.
Norva.
Exactly 10 years ago. I was about to say it has to be like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It feels like so long ago,
Yeah.
2008. It literally was 10 years ago.
I've seen Jimmy Eat World live. I've seen Paramore.
Oh,
live.
nice.
Yeah.
You've seen some
Finger
good bands.
11 live.
Jimmy Eat World would be fun to see live.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Punk Goes Pop albums recently. I know I told you guys this in the group chat, and I really like them because I think I'm just kind of I like intensity, and I think I'm just in like movies. I like intense movies. I like intense music. I like intense stories. I like thinking about things intense. It's just like intense in general.
Yeah.
And the pop. Oh, I keep calling it Pop Goes Punk. It's Punk Goes Pop, right?
Are you thinking 90s goes punk?
No.
They do it every year.
There's a really good Alanis
90s
Morissette
goes
one
punk.
that's
What,
Yeah,
covered by a
there's-
what
folk
kind of
band.
stuff? What kind of songs do they do?
90s songs.
90s songs.
Yeah, but like what?
like Alanis
Like
Morissette.
like All Star.
Let me look.
It's like,
My phone's
I
on.
can't think of
hey
the rest.
now, you're an rock star. It's like,
Basically.
Yeah, imagine You Ought to Know, but punk. It's pretty fantastic.
see, I like punk music a lot. I really do. I always grew up with like I liked Green Day. I liked Yellow Card.
Yellow Card when they got started was pretty good.
Yeah, I liked even some of their newer stuff. I was because I was such an angsty kid. I liked Yellow Card a lot. They're such pathetic, sad music, but I just liked it.
Uh-huh.
I like the sound. But the Punk Goes Pop music. It's like it's it's like got that pop good melodies and chords,
Yeah.
but then it's more intense. And I don't know. I've really been getting into it.
I used to listen to those all the time. The last I think the last two, I don't know if I like them as much, but there's some really good albums.
They're getting like metally.
Because most
They do not sound like punk.
well, it's not
anymore.
punk anymore. Punk goes pop became like punk goes like post-hardcore, and then now it's just metal. I still kind of like it. Like, I like metal, so it's fine. But see, punk goes 90. Where's that?
I like it.
90s.
I like the thing I like about metal is that metal music has a lot of emphasis on the guitar,
Mhm.
and it's a lot of it's like a very different type of guitar playing than a lot of other bands do, or a lot of other genres do.
Yep.
Where it's a lot more like palm muting and the high distortion. I really like that. But I don't like screaming a whole lot.
So punk goes 90s is like songs like Everlong. The Color Morale did that. My Own Worst Enemy. Torn. And I said I'm torn. This is from 2014. This album is. Gangsta's Paradise.
Oh, nice.
Good Riddance Time of Your Life. Oh, man.
Gangsta's Paradise Punk? What? That's so weird.
They got, and then the first one, this one came out
Hey, Jealousy.
2006. You got
Black Hole
Wonderwall. Yep,
Oh,
he's
nice.
looking at it now.
Mm-hmm.
I
Under the
picture
Bridge, Black
all
Hole
of
Sun.
these songs being exactly
Jumper.
the same.
That'd be awesome.
Exactly the same, but like with a distortion guitar.
Basically.
And like a drum that's doing the doom pa doom da doom da doom da doom da.
They got a lot more creative with the arrangements in the later albums.
We're
I
gonna
think-
listen to some of this after the podcast.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, 100%. Let's put this on in the Uber.
Punk Goes Pop, I think it's 6. No, 4. They have a really great cover of Rolling in the Deep by Go Radio. That was probably one of my favorite ones.
Once again, it's like rolling in the doom da doom da doom da doom da. They always do that. That's actually I'm actually not a big fan of that type of drumming. That very fast.
Really?
No, I don't. I like it slower. I like high distortion guitars with the bass,
Uh-huh,
but then I
yeah.
like slower drums. Like I like when like the chorus is like the ride and the snare and the regular bass, but I don't really like the
Oh, I love that. I love
Really?
it when it's like a mix where you ramp up to that and then you cut it off, and it feels really good.
because Yellow Card did that.
There's dynamics. You just need dynamics. You can't have it the same the whole way through. But if they know how to like throw it in there at the right time so it works.
Well,
it's
like
sweet.
what's the one song that does it? Chop Suey. Chop Suey does that.
Yeah.
Where it's like boom, bah, tick, tick, boom, and then
That's
it's
a
like
really good drum.
bah, 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 bah. Like I like that. Like I really like the drumming in that song. But that's because, like you said, it's got that variety to it where it's like some of it's faster, some of it's slower. And I like. See, I actually talk to people about this in general. I like Linkin Park a lot, especially their old stuff. I think it's really good. But they do a lot of the same formulas.
Yeah.
Where it's like it's almost like if you took the chorus in your recording and you cut it out and you copied it 3 times and it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
And then they have the verses and a bridge and that's it. And it's like I like it when the ending chorus is different and they have like an outro. Like I do like What I've Done because the chorus kind of changes a little bit throughout the song. Like at the end, it's got like the backing vocals.
Yeah, they
So it's
build
got,
on
like,
it the whole time.
outro.
It's not just like I said, it doesn't sound copy and pasted. Like, oh, now it's the chorus part we heard earlier.
Right.
Just again.
Yeah, because I'm like I'll listen to the intro and the verses and the first chorus on some songs, and then I'll just stop the song because like all right, well I've heard it all, and now they're just gonna do the same thing again.
Yeah.
You know.
But sometimes some songs you kind of want the same thing the whole time. Like a lot of punk is literally just boom ka boom ka boom ka boom ka. That's what you want though. It just depends on why you're listening to the song. Yeah.
Well,
Like, there's some songs that when they change, like I'll be like my favorite songs ever are songs with movements in them. Like I like when it changes feels like really fast. Like
yep.
that song, it was on the radio for a little bit. It sounded really cool. It was called, it's by a band called Bare Hands. I forgot what it's called. But the chorus was like, I know that you love me,
my
I'm
bare
loving you
hands."
more. Like the chorus is really like indie rockish, but
What was it called? The song?
I think it's called Loving You More by Bare Hands.
Bare
or
Hands.
Giants by Bare Hands, something like that.
Bare hands.
I'll look it up. But
I
like,
don't remember what it was, but I saw something where they were like, "With my dinosaur hands."
that's not it. But basically, the intro, the verse was, it's called Giants by Bare Hands. The verse
Bare
was like,
Hands.
boom, guys, the boom, gotta take it, boom, ba,
Oh,
ba,
nice, nice.
2 words, ba, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da, ba, da. Like it's really like
Yeah.
90s
yeah.
hip hoppy, and then the chorus is like kind of surfery, like indie rock. I thought that was super cool because that changed the feel a whole lot in a way you didn't expect, but it
that's
it was
why I
better
like-
than what you were expecting.
That's why I like Muse because Muse does a lot of Muse. The thing I like about Muse,
I cannot stand Muse.
you don't like
I don't like their
Muse?
new stuff.
Hate
Their new
Muse.
stuff
What?
sucks. But I love their old
You don't
stuff.
like Supermassive Black Hole?
Oh God, that song.
I love
What?
the Resistance.
Awful.
I love.
The guitar is so
It's
great.
played way too much.
Well,
Like,
yeah, it is.
But
But they have like
that's
they have good. Well, just because it makes you think of a movie you don't like. But it's like there's.
What movie?
It's in Twilight.
I didn't even know it was in Twilight.
Yeah, it is.
You
But-
would know that.
You know how Luke knows that? Because he's watched it.
Because I have sisters. Yeah, I've seen the first Twilight. I've seen all the Twilight except for the last one actually.
Live stream dead.
It's okay. We just lost our live stream. Did anybody even watch? I don't know if anyone tuned in.
But look, Muse is
Crap! No, what was I saying? No, so hold up.
No.
So
you
the
hold
reason,
up.
so the reason, no, stop. The reason that I like Muse is because they have the bass parts. Stop. Look at me. Look me in the eye. You have the bass
Not my
parts.
father.
What are you trying to do? What are you looking up on the computer?
Muse.
Why?
Because there's a song I'm trying to think of. Talk to me, Luke. I can multitask. I'm a millennial.
know.
It's my thing.
I was gonna say Muse has the guitar part, and then the bass part, and
I
then the
can
drum
look
part,
at
and they're
that.
all different, but they all go together really well.
Yeah.
And I like that because I could hear each one individually and they're all different, but they blend well into a single song. Like what a lot of punk rock songs do is you'll have the arrangement of power chords and the bass basically the bass basically plays the same notes just as the root note and they follow the same chords. And then the drum plays like the kick drum on the emphasized guitar strums. And it's like basically all the instruments are playing the same things.
Yes.
And then they just blend together. And that's fine. But Muse, everything's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like the bass is like doing a walk. It's like walking around on the bass.
Muse is
And
so
then-
overrated.
So, wait.
Dude, they're pretty insane, man.
Here's the thing.
I think they're a pretty good
I think
band.
Muse was really awesome. I love Muse, but their new stuff I think is super
You like
lame.
Madness? Like, what
Oh,
do you like
I hate
Madness?
Madness is this.
That
That is actually
Good.
that's
That's a good
literally the
song.
first song that I hated by Muse. It's so annoying.
The guitar solo is great.
I just can't get past the rest of the song to enjoy it. It just I don't know. I like weird stuff, but they kind of just.
But that song builds.
The song builds to a heaping pile of shit.
It's a song that like when the intro starts, I just change stations. I don't even
Absolutely, I
stay
do
there.
the same fucking
I
thing.
don't like it.
I'm out.
The new song that they have too. Is that the Black Hole one you're talking about? The new song.
That's old. That's their old song.
What's the new song that they're talking? They have on the radio now.
I don't know.
They had
I
one.
like don't listen to the radio.
They had one a few
anymore.
years ago.
Yeah.
something like-
I don't know
like-
new songs
They had
anymore.
one a few years ago called had like something with 9 lives in it. It was like kind of disco-y. It was super sweet, super jammy.
Oh, actually, I think I know what you're talking about because I actually kind of like that one.
Yeah, no, it's good. Muse is awesome.
All right, whatever you two.
They just
Whatever.
suck
Well,
now.
Let me say the song that I really did like was called "Shrinking Universe." Are you familiar with that one?
I don't know. Not too good with song names.
Like
so
I can't
don't
think
know.
of the tune, but I remember
I don't know that one.
it was in the 28 Weeks Later trailer in 2007.
I mean, like, oh,
All right,
I don't
well,
remember. I'd probably recognize if I heard it.
yeah, I can't think of the tune off the top.
But
of my
like
head,
Hysteria,
I really
you don't
liked
like Hysteria or like, what's the other song?
Could be wrong.
They
Could be
literally
wrong,
have a
but
song
it
that's in-
couldn't be right. I love that song.
Yeah,
I think that's Resistance. I like Uprising.
yeah.
I like.
What's the? Boom, 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 ba-da-da, ba-da-da, boom, boom,
it. I think it was
ba-da-da,
Knights of
ba-da-da.
Sidonia.
I like that one. Yeah.
Knights of Sidonia is good.
Hate it.
What? Did you guys play Guitar Hero?
Yes.
Did you guys grow up playing Guitar Hero?
Yeah.
Whenever
Good at
Muse
it?
came
Were you
along,
good at it?
was
I
good.
try.
did
I
not wanna
pretended to
play
be good at it. I like play. I was like, "We're gonna play Through Fire and Flames on Expert," and I would just suck through the whole song and get little pieces of it.
I was really bad
I'd
at
get
that,
50% somehow and be like, "Yes, yeah, look how good I am." And then the whole time I'm playing, it's like, wah, 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 like the notes are.
It's funny you bring that up. Mike and I were talking about that the other day, Rock Band,
Yeah.
and I was really good with the drums, but the guitar, I had to learn the keyboard.
I
not
learned
do
how
it.
to play the drums through Rock Band.
My buddy Carson did the same thing.
I asked about that too.
He's a pro drummer right now. Because he literally. Sorry, I had a piece of my mouth.
But they like teach you how to
He
do the
literally
beats.
learned on Rock Band.
That's pretty cool.
Drumming on Rock Band is just like drumming in real life, but playing guitar on Rock Band is not like playing guitar in real life. I suck at
No, it's
guitar on
not.
Rock Band.
People are like, "Oh, I can play guitar." It's like,
I wonder
this
how
is-
well the keyboard translates though.
Actually, that's what's so
Keyboard's
Keyboard's
too
irritating.
only
close.
one half of like a quarter of a keyboard.
What is that? Just a melody?
Probably.
Play with one hand.
I never played with the keyboard.
I can
on
play
there.
the keyboard with my right hand.
But that's
But that's it.
definitely close.
People are like, "Can you play the bass note?" Just his hand. I play
It's like
keyboard
a lot of the
with one
Doors
finger.
songs
But I couldn't play.
Yeah.
Like I can play a song that I can play in real life on guitar, and I suck.
I was about
at
to
it
say
on
that
Guitar Hero.
because it's like I'm playing Rise Against on GarageBand
Another band I
on
don't
Rock
like.
Band. I know I don't like that band.
Overplayed.
You don't like
so sick
Savior?
of them.
I don't understand how you don't like Savior. So No, it's.
I love that song.
I know. Both
that's
Michael.
crazy,
Yeah,
refugee.
now it's Art. Michael.
Now we're
Now it's
working
our
against
turn.
John.
Turn this on. This guy in the green shirt. So, what was I saying? Oh, so I can play that song on the real guitar.
I'm
And then I gotta
sorry to
play it
hear
on
that you
Rock
wasted your
Band.
time.
But I can't play it on Rock Band. And then I look like a dope, like twank, twank, twank. Can't play hit the notes. And it's like I can play this on the real guitar.
Guys, I can play a guitar. Hey, look, play this game with me. Oh wow, you suck. Can you play this guitar? Yeah, sure.
You
can,
can.
though.
Sure.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can do it in the game.
All right, break out the
What,
guitar.
what girl was
Let's hear
impressed
it.
by your actual guitar
Okay,
playing? They want to
how
see you
many
get.
Oh,
people-
you didn't bring one?
They want to see you get
many-
90% on Through the Fire and the
How
Flames on
many
Expert.
people- Stop. How many
No.
people?
Okay.
How many people are happy they're really good at Guitar Hero now?
I bet every person that is like that could play through Fire and Flames, like Expert, whatever, wishes that the amount of time they spent on Guitar Hero they spent on an actual guitar.
That's what I mean. So it's like, yeah, it was a phase. So it's like everyone who got super good. That's like
Although you can still look cool at Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, Virginia. They have a Guitar Hero in their arcade in Germany.
I feel like Guitar Hero went downhill when they started trying to add the other instruments. Because what made Guitar Hero fun?
Drums is the best.
I mean, I like the drums, but like, but
It's all the same.
Yeah.
Garage Band. Well,
It is.
Garage Band.
Rock Band, Garage Band, Guitar Hero.
Guitar Hero
Rock
did
Hero.
get drums eventually.
Yeah, World Tour.
Yeah. But what I was saying is that when you played Guitar Hero, you would play very guitar heavy songs, like
It's Guitar
what's
Hero.
that bird song? What's this super long solo song with a free
Cliffs of
bird?
Dover.
Yeah,
I was
Freebird.
singing Cliffs of Dover.
Like that song or Cliffs of
I
Dover.
love that song.
Yeah,
on
that's a
guitar.
great song. But it's very guitar heavy, so when you're playing it on Guitar Hero, it's like really fun. But the problem with like Garage Band. The
Let's
problem
go in there and bleep out Garage,
with
but Rock Band.
yeah,
over it.
the problem with Rock Band is that they weren't guitar centric songs. So the guitar player was just like chord.
Yeah.
But it's, a party,
Chord.
it's supposed to be a party game.
Yeah,
Guitar Hero. Is
I
more
still
like
liked it.
a-
But that's when it ended. You
competitive
know, it's like
game.
that's when it started going downhill and people stopped playing it.
But hey, I mean, when you added all those instruments, that's when sales started changing.
It's all your friends can play with you.
Yeah.
I really want to have a Guitar Hero / Rock Band party right now. Like I would love to get that system
That would be cool.
and just have it in your house.
I
It's
used to
super
have the
fun.
drums, but I threw them away.
No one has them anymore.
'Cause
I can't
I
find
just
it.
stopped, and I was like, this is taking space.
Well, the drums kept breaking.
Actually,
Everything
mine
broke,
were
actually.
Everyone I know who had the drum set, they broke. They broke.
Because
not
you
me.
got these drummers that are.
My drums were solid.
All my
And I
friends
played
that
on
were
Expert.
drummers, all my friends that were drummers in high school were like psycho drummers.
Yeah, they
where
hit
they'd
it hard,
break
they'd
it,
hit-
they'd smash. No, they were real drummers, and they would smash
But these are toys.
guitars.
They're hitting
There was
it
like sticks everywhere. Like I'd go to sit at their drum set, and there would just be sticks, fragments. Like it's almost like they karate punched through a very fragmented door. And just
hard. These are toys. You gotta
Also,
be delicate.
well, plus when we were in high school, everyone was into metal and like heavy punk stuff. So every song is just like slamming the drums as hard as
it's
possible.
like I can just do the bass. You know.
I tell you what, I prefer Guitar Hero on the just the Xbox controller versus the guitar.
Really?
It is
What?
super fun.
No, but it's so
How's it-
hard.
What?
No, it's way easier.
No, it's not because
There's
it's
no
like
flicking. You just
when you
don't
hold
have to
when
flick it.
you're strumming, it's like
no strumming.
but when you but you have to push it though.
Yeah.
So you're like,
I don't. Maybe growing
Pushing
up
3
playing
of them
video
with like
games,
this?
I don't know. Maybe that's the way I am.
are you good at it?
Yeah.
You were better at that than
I
on the
was
guitar.
so much. You know what? Next time you're down, we're gonna play Guitar Hero with controllers.
I haven't played Guitar Hero in so long.
I don't play controllers.
Yeah, shut up, Mike.
No. Wait, so do you,
Why don't
do
we
you
play
strum
with
with like
the
the joystick or
instrument?
something?
There's no strumming. You're just hitting the buttons.
Why don't we play with the instrument and you play with the controller?
Sure, we'll do verses.
You could win.
Yeah, I did.
What song
it'd be
could
a
you
lot
play on the
easier.
controller?
It'd be a lot easier on the
What song?
controller.
Like what song were you good at with the controller?
My favorite was "Even Flow" by Pearl Jam.
Even flow.
He always sounds like he's yelling off of a mountain. It's like, like
I wish I had his voice. I would pay more. Or the guy from my Box Tones. I wish I had his voice.
I just picture him standing on like Mount Everest, just shouting into the.
I always thought they were like a way older band. Well, they're from like the 90s and 2000s. I thought they were like from the
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
80s
yeah.
or something.
They
They were
have that
definitely.
vibe, don't they?
You just
Yeah.
listen to their voice and you know that they're 90s.
They
Like that type of
sounded old to
singing.
me.
That
I
type
thought
of
this was
singing
like
is so
80s.
90s.
It definitely sounds
So-
90s, but I thought that they just influenced everyone in the 90s. I was like, oh, Scott Stapp must listen to even was it Deep Purple? What are they called?
Was it what? What?
What's that band called?
What band?
Pearl Jam.
Pearl Jam.
Oh, Even Purple? Yeah.
Even Jam. Even Pearl. What was it?
That's a good band name.
Scott. I was like, oh, Scott Sapp must listen to. I forgot the name of it again. That Pearl Jam. Back in the day. I keep thinking purple. I don't know why.
Purple Jam.
I was thinking deep
That's
purple.
what you put on your bread. Oh, actually, this will be interesting for the podcast. So Michael went to Food Lion yesterday. Food Lion is a store that sells food in like North Carolina, Virginia.
Most people in America are familiar
It's
with it.
usually-
No, they're not, because they're not on the West Coast.
They're not?
It's a
Oh.
Easter.
Yeah. So
East Coast
first
thing.
of all,
Wow.
Michael,
I'm
how
sorry.
about you sit back?
Sorry. I'm sitting
We're
back.
going to talk about you for a second. So Michael.
Discount foods.
Wait, about me. You guys are the ones who are doing the weird
So Michael goes into Food Lion to get some food for the Airbnb, and he got like chips and like little mini pizzas to cook, and then he got peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in bags.
The little mini Uncrustable
Really?
thing.
Uncrustables?
It's like a pre-made sandwich in a
It's
box.
a waste of
I
money.
know, but like, dude, it's like a PB&J is like the simplest thing on planet Earth to make, and it's like, I don't have time for that.
I don't want to make this.
Well,
one.
first of all, let me get the context of this. We drive up to the Food Lion.
Would you be talking shit now?
Oh, I'm about to talk it. It's going down. And Luke
Michael,
and John
first of all-
are just like,
this out.
Luke and John are like, oh, this place is ghetto. I'm not going in there.
Yeah, because it was like there was people just walking around.
People walk everywhere, Luke.
no, not
People don't
not-
idle in
they
the
weren't-
parking lot.
People idle everywhere.
People don't just like do laps in a parking lot.
Dad used to. My mom used to go in the
Your
store. He
dad
would
is
just drive
weird.
around.
That's a fucking weirdo, man.
No, we saw, but then so Michael and I basically Michael wanted to go in, and then John and I were like, "Pfft, no,
Dude, they were like,
so we kicked
they
him
were
out of
like
the car.
afraid to go in there. They're like, I don't want to go in there. Not me. I'm not going in there. They were like,
Tell you what, I hate
Luke's like in
people
the back,
coming
like
up to
clutching
me
his
and asking
camera.
me for shit.
Don't ask me for anything in
Yeah, I
there.
hate that too. Like when I'm
'Cause
walking,
you're all muscular
when
and
I'm
handsome.
when I'm in the mall,
Wouldn't they ask me for more things, like
when
my
I'm
body?
in,
No, they're scared of
you know the mall, like the kiosks and stuff.
Oh yeah, fuck right
Oh,
off
I-
malls.
I
fucking
hate it.
the kiosk.
Dude, one time,
I hate it
so
when people like.
I was in the
trying
mall.
To, you want to try this? No, stop! I'm trying to get to my store.
Excuse me, sir.
I was in the mall. I went there to buy pants or something. Like when I go to the mall, I go like to buy a certain thing, and I turn into an old man. Like I don't like people talking to me or trying to help me. I'm like, please leave me alone.
Yeah, when you go to a store, you know what you want.
Yeah, like I don't go there to find what I want. I go there because I've already decided. So I'm walking around, and this is maybe like 4 years ago. I was really skinny and like
You were a manlet.
I was a little manlet, which is important to the story because like this lady at the kiosk, she was like, she had a really thick accent. I couldn't really understand what she was saying, but she was like, "Hey, are you you look like you're in the military?" And I was like, "What?" I had like shaggy hair and like mega skinny, like and definitely more facial hair than I should have had. She's like, I was like, "Oh no, I'm definitely not in the military." She's like, "Oh, you work with your hands a lot?" And like currently at that time, I worked at like a fast food restaurant. And I was like, I flip burgers and stuff. 'Cause I knew what she was trying to get at. She was trying to sell me stuff. I was like, no,
Right.
not really. I was like, oh, well, you want to try this hand cream? It like really softens your hands and like helps with the calluses and stuff.
Yeah, I was really wondering where this was going. I was like,
Yeah.
what is she selling?
Yeah. So then I was like, oh, I guess I don't really.
Wait, what was it? What was
it? Was
it
like
that she was
it
selling?
was some kind of hand cream
I
with
know.
some kind of salt stuff.
Don't even look. Just keep
So
dancing.
and then she was like rubbing into my hand. She goes, "Have you ever heard of the Dead Sea?" I'm like, "The Dead Sea?" She's like, "Yeah, the Dead Sea." I was like, "I don't know what the Dead Sea is." She's like, "No, the Dead Sea is like that. Like it's a body of water with like lots of like
Oh, the
salt."
Dead
I'm like,
Sea.
"Oh, the Dead Sea." Oh, that's actually not a great story now that I think about it. But I don't
I
know.
love,
Is that the
I love
end
it
of the
because it
story?
sounds like no. Dead Sea sounds like a store
Yeah.
that sells.
I thought it was a store like
Dixie
some weird like
cups.
thing in her religion that I didn't know about. I don't know.
Dead
was like,
Sea.
the Dead Sea?
Dead Sea sounds like
Because she was like telling me like a deep story
like a
about it. She was
Hallmark
like,
card.
Sounds
so this comes from the Dead Sea. You heard of the Dead Sea? I'm
What?
like,
Sounds
never heard of the
Greek to
Dead
me.
Sea. She actually was Israeli.
Have you heard of the Dead Sea?
I'm not. Well, I have now.
It's so weird though because it's like
Yeah, kiosks are
but,
weird.
You know, you're a man. You work with your hands. Don't you want your hands to be soft?
No, if they're soft, they're going to be harder to work with
Like,
because then
what?
everything's going to cut my hands.
gonna
Tell you what, when you have soft hands, it surprises everybody when you shake their hand.
It does, but
Are your
I'd
hands
rather
soft?
my hands
My
be
hands are
like.
soft. Do you want to shake my hand?
I'd rather my hand like rip someone
your
else's hand when I shake their hand.
Your hands aren't. Are my hands soft?
Well, what happens when you combine two soft hands?
I can't
You
tell.
They
can't
Your
tell.
hands-
melt. They just fall
Okay.
apart.
I guess your hands are.
Hey, buddy.
I feel like my
We're all
hands aren't
shaking hands
soft.
now. We gotta try it.
I
Triage
hope
of
my hands
shaking
aren't soft.
I
That's
think my
kind
hands
of
are like
embarrassing.
medium. I have calluses like.
I used to
at
have
the
more
bottom of my
calluses,
fingers.
but I
From
don't have
weightlifting?
quite
Yeah.
as much now.
I
So you're
put
working
Gold
like a
on,
man.
on my hands every night.
Really?
Yeah.
I keep them
Mostly
smooth.
because my hands and feet get dry after a shower, but
Hmm.
it keeps them soft.
So when I first started working
Ladies
out,
like it.
I started working out and I started like working landscaping like in the same week.
Hands.
And I was like rope climbing and stuff for working out for some reason. My friend and I really got into it for a little bit, and my whole hand, like both of my hands, they just calloused, like the whole hand, and then just peeled off.
Ooh.
It was like the most disgusting thing ever, and I felt it didn't hurt or anything like that. It was just like they just dried up all at once, basically.
Your fingertips should be if you're
it's
a
like
guitar
guitar.
player. Your
Yeah,
fingertips
I have calluses on my fingertips.
That was like the main reason I pulled off of playing guitar is because I started to get the calluses, and it felt so gross to me. It felt
Really?
like band-aids over the tips of my fingers.
It feels kind of weird at first, but you get used to it.
I couldn't
notice
get
it.
used to it.
I'm like
It just
feeling
really
my
bothered me.
fingers now.
So I stopped playing guitar because of that.
That's the lame reason to stop.
You could have
playing
been.
guitar.
You could have been playing.
And
Guitar Hero.
I used to play guitar in 2006, 2007, and I stopped around 2008 because the calluses were just
My calluses used to just rip off all the time.
Yeah,
How
that
did you-
is super
But
gross.
you know what? They don't at all now. My calluses haven't ripped up ever.
Because Michael and I both
feel
play
your
guitar.
tips.
Yeah.
How does that feel to you though? When I touch your tip, how does that feel?
It doesn't feel weird. It feels normal. I
It
can't
feels
really
normal?
like feel.
Okay, how does this? How does
Disclaimer:
this
they
feel
are
when I'm
touching
your
each other's fingers. These are fingers.
So when you touch the tip of my finger, so you touch like the side of my finger.
Yeah, how does
it feels like
What's the difference here?
it feels like tingly, like you're tickling my finger. But like that, I can't feel it. I just feel the pressure you put on my finger.
That's fun.
But it's also like I don't know. I get used to it, and
It's like having numb fingers. I don't
But
want
it's
that.
well, no, it's such a small area of my finger though that I can still feel everything enough to do everything normally.
But it's like you have numb tips.
But also, this is my new reality, so I don't know what is normal anymore.
Why
so
don't you stop playing guitar for a year
that'd be awful.
Yeah.
and then tell me how?
That's
you
like
feel?
that's where you're going. Like, John, have you ever noticed that like when you program, that you get kind of isolated? So let's have you stop programming for a year, and just see what happens. Because maybe it'll be good.
What would I do for a year other than?
That's what I'm saying. I don't know what I would
Sounds
do.
kind of familiar to like what people like think too.
Wow, I'm an asshole.
Oh, like, what am I?
Trying
what
to
am
ruin my
I-
life, John?
Tell me what are my tips?
I'll
feel
just live
like?
on your couch for a year.
What do my tips feel like?
This is
Feel the tips.
going downhill. Why aren't we getting this part on video?
I want Mike's tips.
Let's
and
see
then
which one
Luke's
has better
I touch
tips.
them both.
Who has
I'm
better
on-
tips?
Mike's tips are a lot more.
Yeah, because he
Harder.
plays guitar way more.
Yeah. How often do
But
you play
you-
guitar, Luke? How does this feel to you, Luke? I'm not even joking. Tell me how it feels when I
It
touch.
feels
your
like
tip.
someone's touching the tip of my
Wait, can you
finger.
feel my skin rub, or do you just feel pressure?
I feel your skin.
Yeah. Okay. And now, how does this feel compared?
That's more tickly.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Doesn't that bother you?
Yeah, I don't feel it.
Not really. Hold up. How would you play like electric guitar?
Oh,
touch-
All right, let's
touch
touch each
guitar
other's
tips.
tips. Yeah, he's got more callus.
Feels weird.
Yeah.
I don't.
But I don't. Doesn't
How does that feel to you though? Like, how does it feel when you type?
stop asking it that
You're-
way.
wait, you're a programmer. How does it feel when you type?
How does it feel to you? But how is that for you?
I want to know how it is for you because I can't tell how it is.
I
for
don't
me.
notice it. I don't
just know-
notice it. I don't notice the difference.
Did you notice it when you first got them?
I mean, my
When you
hands.
started building them?
I mean, I noticed that I had like the skin was like ripping.
You have like the grooves. There was a point where I had grooves in the callus.
Yeah, it happens. But it goes.
Do you play more electric or more acoustic?
I play it all pretty much equally. I don't really play more. I probably play more electric more often, but It's like-
I learned on acoustic.
barely enough more to be like noticeable.
Because I think I play more acoustic than I do electric.
That's possible. Acoustic actually makes
Acoustic
your
would be harder
fingers.
for the
It
finger
makes your
trigger.
fingers more calloused.
Yeah.
The strings are thicker, and
I have a photo on my Instagram of my fingers torn up because I was playing like a bad guitar and I was like holding it really tight and just ripped. It was like white because
Oh,
the skin was
gross,
like ripping
dude.
off. Yeah.
I still hang on because I have dreams of getting back into it, but
Have you ever played guitar since then?
I started up again in 2012. That was before I met you though. And then I stopped because like I
So you're
played
like,
I played
damn
a
it, these things are
shitload.
coming in.
And then like it was grooved, and then that really. I was like, I feel like I have band-aids on the tips of my fingers. Fuck it.
I really don't feel it.
I thought it was cool. I was like, dude, I can't feel. I can like touch something
Like,
that's
hey,
like
ladies,
sharp
look
or
at
hot,
how
and I don't feel it.
callous.
How is that cool?
Because I'm like
You're
invincible. My
supposed to.
fingertips.
No, you're not invincible.
I think I am. I feel invincible.
First of all, you're not invincible. Get that
All
out
right,
of
who's
your
got a
head.
pocket knife? I got one in the car. We can test this.
Where?
Well, okay,
is
so
this
actually,
going? Where is this going?
you can actually I can like poke my finger with a needle like on my left hand longer than my right hand without it going through. But one time I was
he
doing that
can
with like
thread
a,
his finger.
the amount of pressure it takes me to push a needle into this fingertip, which is really weird that I did this, is a lot more than I do to push it to my callus fingertip. So it is stronger. But one time I like did it with like a leaf, those pointy leaves, and like the acid like burned through my fingertip really fast. I didn't notice it, and it just like hit me right in the nerve. I was like working at Busch Gardens, I was like this by a bush, like messing around, like
What? Like for fun, I
Random
just
story.
stab myself with needles.
You know, you're sitting there like in class or something, just like.
You ever just
fidgeting
wanted
with
to
stuff?
stab yourself with a needle? Yeah, me too.
You ever just want to shoot yourself in the head? Suicide's not a joke. Don't fucking do it.
He's right, you know.
I caught it. We're good.
That's fine. I don't care. I think this podcast is 18 plus.
I had a
It's
question.
explicit on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
I've made a checkbox for that.
You guys, finger pick?
Yeah.
I have. I'm not very good at it though, but I do sometimes.
In that, are you just using your nails or are you using your fingers?
Just use the pad of my fingers.
Yeah.
I use the fingers too.
I use my nails too, though. It just depends on what the sound I want.
Mm-hmm.
I basically do everything.
Pick it
but
up. Pick up the
everything
guitar
else.
again.
Yeah, it's super easy.
Well,
Play
Really
electric
fun.
guitar. That doesn't hurt your fingers at all.
We were talking about this earlier too, and I was thinking about doing picking up drums.
Do it.
Drums are fun.
Drums are awesome.
I love drums.
When I first started
you
drumming,
get to,
I really
how
like
often you
calluses
get to
right
just
here.
hit something?
The only problem with drums is
When I
like
have kids
it's harder to
every day.
practice somewhere.
Yeah, I have a drum
Kids
pad.
every
That
day.
what did you say?
He said, when I have kids, I'll hit them every day.
No, drums are fun. I have like a practice pad that I practice on, just like to do the like paradiddles and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But it's like if you buy an electric set, that's the best thing that you can do because
I'm
then
not gonna buy a
then-
real one.
electric sets are not that expensive. They're like I don't know, $600.
You can go.
And you put headphones in, you play music with it?
200. You can go. You can
200?
get more expensive.
Yeah, yeah. But it's really fun. Like I love drums. I haven't played drums in a long time though because I can't really put up my drum set anymore.
I'm just trying to
Yeah,
think
it's
of
hard to have-
alternatives because of the
It's harder to
tips
practice.
for guitar.
Well, the tips.
You don't have a good
You're just making your hands stronger.
guitar.
You need calluses to
I
survive.
like soft hands. I like soft fingertips.
Well, you need to change your life.
So I'm stroking my.
Because guitar is
right
awesome.
now.
First of all, that's good. Happy for you that that's what you have.
Soft tips.
Second of all, what's the second part?
Second of all,
Look, I just don't want to like have to change my body for whatever instrument I play.
that's right.
my
it's
body,
like,
my
I'm
choice,
altering.
right? You're not
I'm,
changing it that much.
I'm altering my body to play this
Like-
instrument.
Okay, question.
Okay.
How do you feel about touching newspaper or paper towels?
I don't really care about it.
What is wrong?
How
with
do you feel about touching
It's
newspaper?
like it's fine.
It's super gross. Newspapers
somebody-
are so gross.
How are they gross?
I was talking to someone about this. They said that the sound of someone filling up a water bottle with water is the most irritating sound. And it's like, what is wrong with you guys?
The sound of
I don't
hydration
understand.
makes me livid.
No, it's like they don't like the sound. You know, when you fill up a water bottle, it's like it sounds, and it gets up higher. It's like
Yeah.
they don't like that.
I actually
Like,
like that sound.
It irritates
Now
them.
that I think about it.
Yeah, because it makes me. It's the sound of me about to stay alive.
Yeah, I love
you know?
Touching newspaper, touching paper towels is so gross because it feels like
Paper
this,
towels?
This is driving me nuts.
You don't like touching paper towels?
I don't.
Because of the pores?
Why?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Doesn't
I
Brent have
guess-
the same thing? Doesn't Brent have the same issue?
I'm not sure.
Weird
I think Brent
nerds.
doesn't like. There's something he
It
doesn't
makes me
like.
feel like
some
my
texture.
moisture is leaving my body
Ew.
at a rapid pace.
First,
You
it's
know
like,
why?
first you're like,
Because your hands are so soft. There's no protection from the outside world.
Yeah, right. Just like, first you're like, I want soft hands. I want them to be moisturized.
Your epidermis is just full of liquid.
I'm
so like
afraid
the,
of things
that-
stealing
just
the moisture
soak
out of
it
my
up.
hands.
Okay, so wait, after you hold a newspaper, is it like wet from like stealing your moisture, or do you just is it just
Not
in your
wet,
mind?
No, it remains the same consistency. But
So it's just in your mind. You feel like your moisture is being sucked away from you.
I do not doubt that this is a purely psychological issue.
Good.
So you're aware that this is weird.
He's aware that he's crazy.
That's why I brought it up because it's fucking weird.
I don't know if I have anything that's weird like that. Oh no, I know.
Weird.
Okay, well this isn't weird though. Like, okay, so I absolutely hate. Okay, so there's a couple things. I just
Okay.
thought a couple things. So one, when you're wearing socks and you get any water on
Oh
them.
yeah, that is the worst.
But
thing.
that I think is pretty.
But if I'm wearing
That's
socks
pretty
and shoes, my whole shoe gets wet.
Actually,
I don't really
doesn't
care that
bother me.
much. What kind of
I
monster are
I
you?
can walk around
because
in
it's
soggy shoes.
moisture. It's his feet are
He wants the
hydrated.
moisture. He's like,
He's like, yes, this is good.
I know.
No,
Soak me up.
so stop, hold on. So there's that, and then the other thing I hate is like, there's these fans that blow out of this one building at work, and they kind of blow horizontally. So when you walk by them, the wind is hitting you horizontally, and my hair is parted one direction, and when I walk by them in one direction, it's fine because it pushes towards the part, but if I walk past them in the other direction, it pushes my hair
Luke, you're such a diva.
the outside of the backwards against the part, and I
And your hair's just like
I
flat, like
hate it.
straight,
Oh, I
like,
hate
straight
it.
up.
It makes me so mad. Like or hair touching my ears.
You know what the solution is? Moonwalk.
It's true. I can walk backwards.
That's true. You could do that. I thought you were gonna say cut off your ears. You remind me of the thing that I hate, and I've actually always hated this. I hate the sound of like fans.
What? I
Like that
love
fan,
it.
that's
Yeah.
that fan right there.
I hate fans.
I turn on a fan when I go to sleep.
Yeah, people do that. I don't get it because
What? You don't
it's
like
it's
fans?
just. I hate white noise.
Love it.
White noise is great, especially when you go to sleep.
No, I hate it because
Well, we were talking about people snoring.
with white noise, like it just sounds like to me, it sounds like it's just a constant droning noise, and my mind just kind of locks onto it, and I just focus on it, and I just get annoyed by it.
Sorry, you.
I don't know what to tell you.
Everyone likes to sleep with a fan, so whenever I get married,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
'cause then-
have to deal with it.
Because it drowns out all the other noise. Because here's the thing: if there's no fan, there's just silence in the room. I'll hear a footstep in the other room, and I'll be like, "What's that?" And I can't do that. So I put the fan
You're
right
doing
next
that
to
right
my
now?
ear. Yeah, a little bit. You guys
I
are too. You guys keep looking around.
I understand. I understand how white noise helps people sleep because if you have like something to focus on, you don't hear other
Right,
things.
it
But for me, it just
makes
annoys the crap out of me.
It makes your
Well, for me, like when I hear white noise,
nothing.
if there's like a beep, like constant, like beep, beep, my mind just like focuses on it, and it just drives me nuts.
That's different. That's not the same as like a fan or white noise.
Well,
It's like that's
white
Chinese-
noise
that's
and
Chinese-
beeps both annoy me.
White noise
that's
and
Chinese.
fans
Stop.
are
Well,
constant.
that's Chinese
Yeah.
water
Yeah.
torture.
But both of those
It's
are
like
yeah.
a consistent like boop.
But fans also bother me for the same reason. I hate the sound of fans.
The worst
if they're
thing-
silent, I don't mind them. But
the
I also
worst-
hate when they get in my eyes and dry out my contacts. That is the worst.
The worst thing is when
the worst.
when there's like a fire alarm, and I think there's a commercial. This I thought it was so funny. And the battery dies, and so they start beeping. But they take too long to beep, so it's annoying. But you can never figure out which one it is.
Yeah, it's like
So you're like sitting, you have your ear next to one for an hour, not really, but like for like a minute, and then it's like beep. Oh, it's over there somewhere. And there's three of them. There's three of them. So then you go over to the other one, and you're like, is it this one? Beep, and it's like echoes. So you're like,
Yeah.
I think it was downstairs.
That's annoying.
Oh,
I was
hate that.
I was working at on a remodel in this house one time, and like they would just say low battery, and every time I heard it, I was like, oh, it's low battery. Oh, there goes gravity.
Nice.
It was like the perfect tempo.
Oh, there's low battery. Oh, they're going out of it. There's something, Eminem. I'm a rapper. Boom.
Mom's
Exactly.
Spaghetti, Mom's spaghetti.
How it goes.
Mom's spaghetti. Stop looking out the window.
We hear the neighbors.
You guys are
around so
you guys
much.
are
We
like,
want to see
you guys are like dogs.
who
Like,
they are.
I just want them to know who I am. No, you just want to know who they are.
That
Go
too.
introduce ourselves.
Good.
Hey, welcome to the podcast.
We're the ones that are talking very loudly downstairs, but it's not quiet hours.
It's not.
The Airbnb said quiet hours were at 10 p.m.
Yep. We're
We're just
fine.
talking. They're talking. They were loud.
Let's
I
have
heard
a
them make noise. We'll see. We'll see. Okay.
Let's play
so
Sherlock Holmes.
why don't we talk about the thing that I was
Street.
going to
Oh, yeah.
talk about at lunch?
Lunch/breakfast. breakfast.
Why
I wish there was a word for
Favorite
that.
the podcast.
Why was
Lunch
I
slash
talking about
breakfast.
this?
That's
Yeah.
called brunch, my friend.
Oh, so you want to
Dude,
think about
awesome.
something interesting? I thought about this the other day. If you saw the sun, like if you think about the sun is like the biggest fire you've ever seen, ever.
Yes.
It's like fire, lava, explosion,
all fire.
intense music, insane fire, and then like
I have the power over these two. Every time I look out the window, they both look. It's amazing.
Because I can't see the window from where I am, so I'm like, oh, it must be here.
wait, we talked about this too. I was saying when I was trying to order at the fast food restaurant window, and people were like jumping in and out like of the conversation, it throws me off. That's nope, not gonna looking. You're not gonna trick me into looking, John. And it messes up my timing. Stop. John keeps looking out the window. I'm not gonna look out the window too. Stop.
I needed a mirror so I can just see out the window.
You did
I
it.
sound young.
You did it. Got him. I win. I'm the winner.
Okay,
I'm
can
the
I tell my
master.
story, please?
Yeah.
The sun is a ball of fire.
Sun, fire, rage, explosions, intense music, scary. Whoa.
Well,
But we're like just far enough away that we literally like walk out. We're like, sun. I thought about we tan. We're just like letting the most intense fire ever just slowly cook us on the beach.
Isn't that amazing? We're like in the perfect.
I
The
know.
earth is
It's
sun.
like we walk out. We go, sun, and it's literally like the most intense fireball ever.
What makes us live this life?
and it's perfectly there in the sky.
God bless.
Vitamin D, sunny D. Am I right? Yeah. So that was just a thought. That's it. We're not gonna go any further. So when we were talking at lunch, we were talking about cheap things versus valuable things.
Oh yeah.
And investing money in like hobbies. And I was thinking about it, and I wrote this down, and I said, so I've been trying to take more notes in general.
When did you write
and-
this down?
I don't know, a little while ago. but I was thinking about competition, and I was thinking about how I think it's kind of important for people like us. Stop looking out the window. I think it's important for people like us to take money and invest it into things that
Bitcoins.
that get our hobby, like that teach us
skills.
Yeah, because with the internet right now, like I think the internet's gonna blow up a whole bunch of competition because nobody needs to go to universities. Nobody needs to really be that educated. Like you go online. Everyone in the world's gonna have access to the same sort of training, and so you're not gonna be very special just because you had training. And so I was thinking like it's really important to be like, well, I'm gonna learn programming, but in addition to that, I'm gonna buy the equipment I need to run a podcast or a vlog or videos and stuff, and like sharpen those skills outside of the standard skills. So I think it's really important to invest, especially with currency, because money, like the dollar could just crash.
Getting into like passive income, is that what you're trying to talk about?
It's just multiple streams of income. Because if
every single thing has a certain amount of value to it. Money has a value to it because we've established it as a currency, but its value could drop if something happens to the dollar. So you save up all this money, you don't spend any money, you put it all in the bank, and then the dollar just crashes. Okay, now you basically took all this time to save all this money that's worth nothing because we all as a country agreed like, well, it's not worth anything now because the dollar crashed.
The Fed is actively trying to prevent.
I know, but what happens if they fail? What happens if, nuclear holocaust, world goes bad, like everything gets destroyed, money's worth nothing.
Bottle caps.
And you can't do anything. Okay? So like you didn't sharpen your skills because you were too busy being stingy with your money, and now you have nothing that's worth anything because you invested all of your effort into currencies.
We go back to a bartering system much like in the past.
Yeah, but if you don't have skills to bargain with, what do you have to offer? But if I'm good at programming and I'm good at video work and I'm good with people and I'm funny and likable and
that's how we get
talented, that's something that I have to bargain with. Like, okay, I don't have money because money's worth nothing, but I have these skills and they don't have those skills.
Yeah, that's
I do have some very
that's how you get
specific
like bandits
skills
and stuff.
I'm serious. Like,
Post-apocalyptic future, sure. Yeah.
Well, I think even just in a changing market, you should. Because I was thinking about that a while ago, like when I was. Stop looking out the window, John.
Stop, John. You're ruining the podcast.
So when I was in college, I was thinking about that because I was also thinking about like going to the shipyard and like becoming a welder or something like that there, doing all these things.
Skill.
Yeah, and I was thinking, because I thought about it, I was like, dude, if I learn like a couple skills, that's just as useful as having like basically a degree in something. Like if I have like 2 to 4 years experience in welding, that's as good as having a degree in something else because I have all this experience and knowledge to back myself up.
Right.
And like you're saying, if you have more than one,
become a bard.
Yeah, I'd like walk around just like fixing things and playing music.
Continue. Sorry.
It'd be awesome. So like, and like Luke's saying right now, like kind of diversifying your skills is useful because if the market changes, you're gonna like say your job is like totally on the internet and then there's no internet for some whatever reason, or just the market just changes and it's not valuable anymore, and you still have something else to fall back on easily.
Right. Well, John and I are both programmers. So John and I are both programmers, and so it's like we're kind of in a hot market right now. We're valuable to the economy because we have this skill that everybody wants right now, which is good. We're lucky for that. But what happens when someone invents a computer that's better at programming than all of us? So then all of a sudden, we don't need programmers anymore. Then what happens? Okay, so the skill you invested a lot of time in is not worth very much. So what do you have to offer now? Well, I kind of banked on the idea that I didn't need social skills. I kind of banked on the idea that my money would be worth money later, so I saved all my money. So I just put a whole bunch of money in the bank. I banked on hoping that my programming skills would be worth something. Like, what happens if you learn to fix refrigerators? That's it. And then fridges go away. Well, what happens now? You can't fix anything else. We don't need fridges. We invented something else. Now you're out of a job. But if you learn to be an electrician and like learn to work with electricity and you learn how to fix fridges or microwaves or computers or whatever, that's a skill that could last longer. It's like a better investment.
That's actually John and I talked about that yesterday a little bit too.
Yeah.
On the drive down here, John and I talked about a lot of stuff. We were talking about
3 hours.
Now.
We were besties for the resties. We were talking about he asked me about music, about like kind of like I guess how much I knew, and the way I was trying to explain it is like there's musicians who like they have a deep understanding of music and they can pick things up really fast. And there's musicians who are really good at their instrument and can learn songs well, but like they don't have like this super deep understanding. It's just like with programming. Like for instance, I'm not a programmer, but I can like YouTube like the steps to like do something on my computer, but I don't have like the deep understanding that you guys have.
Right.
of this whole thing. Just like someone who's like, oh, I can install light switches, but I don't know how electricity works.
Mhm.
If you go back and learn everything that like makes light switch, and understand how like it works fundamentally, then you're so much more valuable because, like you said,
Well,
if
think about,
anything
like,
changes, you can adapt to it because you
What's
know
happening
how
to
it
the
works.
trucking industry right now? Everyone's freaking out because they're having self-driving cars. So all of a sudden, all these people who drive trucks for a living, they're not going to have a job,
Right.
and that's because their skill is becoming
All
less
they know how to do
relevant.
is drive.
I get what you're saying, but as far
But-
as like programming goes, right? Like you learn to think, right? You learn to learn. We are programmers. We're in a constantly learning field. Like we can't not learn.
Yeah.
It changes so fast.
Right.
And we, like 5 years ago, who was using Angular? Like almost nobody. Yeah, a little bit. More
Yeah.
maybe.
No one's. So you're constantly learning programming languages.
Yeah,
which is true.
sure. So, with that knowledge, we can transfer that to like electrical engineering.
Well,
Books
the
exist.
important part is like we're learning a skill. We're learning to learn skills. What I'm saying
and
is
to
like
think logically.
yes, which is valuable. Which is it kind of in turn, or it shows that. I guess like what I'm trying to get at is people need to realize that there's a representation of value, and currency is only one representation of value. Like for example, land is a representation of value. That's one of the reasons that people buy property, because it's a type or a representation of value that doesn't go away. Because people always want land.
So what-
Land doesn't lose its value, but money could lose its value. So I could save up $100,000 in the bank. Dollar crashes, $100,000 is worth nothing. So I put all my bets into hoping that dollar bills would stay worth the currency would be the same. This is my brother calling.
What?
Let me talk to him. You guys keep going. I'm gonna step out, guys.
Okay. So yeah, basically, like, I don't think it's saying that like everybody who has a certain skill, like programming is a skill that's adaptable to different things.
Yeah.
But also you could like still have another skill outside of programming that can be just as valuable in the case that you can't program for whatever reason, or just so you have more than one stream of income, and you're just that much more valuable as a person. That's kind of how I'm looking at my life right now. Like I'm really good at a couple of different things, but I'm trying to be able to like be self-sufficient enough so that way whatever happens I can do it. Like I actually want to learn programming. Because you see like movies all the time, like post-apocalyptic movies. People who, like there's like computer people, and there's everybody else, and the computer people are like superheroes because they can like open any door or like hack into the alien ship's mainframe right now.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna put a virus on the alien mothership
Yeah.
with a Mac computer.
Dude, I remember like cartoons and stuff. They'd plug like any digital device into anything,
Yeah.
and they could just do
I'm
whatever.
gonna unlock this door. I'm gonna transfer all this money out.
There was an episode of Magic School Bus. This guy like plugged like a Game Boy. No, it was Rescue Heroes. He plugged a Game Boy and just this random cable hanging from the ceiling and like sent a message out to somebody. I'm like, that's not how it works.
That is not how it works at all. No.
Okay,
in the
so I'm
future
back.
it is.
Yeah, in the future.
We're talking about currencies, talking about money. I was just saying that like if you hedge all your bets on the fact that the dollar won't crash.
Yep.
Like if I put all my money in a bank, and like I have $100,000, or let's say I put $100,000 in my mattress,
Uh-huh.
there's no guarantee that that money will be worth something
Right.
because it has just like an agreed upon value. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So what
So-
is your proposal?
Well, for what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to invest. Actually, my brother's here, so
Oh, he's
we're
here.
gonna stop really quick. We're just stepping away for 1 second. Hey, Austin. Yeah. Welcome. We're still recording. So you can get in. I guess if you want to, yeah, just grab one of those chairs and sit down here. We're talking about currencies. Grab one of those chairs and move it over here. I'm probably just going to use the audio from this because I realize my audio is kind of weird. It's fine.
Got these super mics anyway. Normally.
So we're talking about the fact that, and I've explained this a couple times, we're kind of thinking this is more like a live stream than an actual podcast. But that's cool. Talking about currencies and talking about how if I hedge all my bets on the fact that the dollar won't crash, what happens if the dollar crashes? And so I want to hear from you guys because I said this and then I stepped away to talk on the phone. What were you were saying something about it?
Yeah, I was
a second
saying
ago?
we switched to bottle caps as a currency,
Okay. So your dollar bills are worth nothing.
but
But
your
we
bottle
have
caps
bottle
are worth
caps.
everything.
What if you don't have any bottle caps? So basically, whoever
Then
is
you gotta
Yeah.
do some work.
yeah. So that's my point. It's like I think instead of totally
actually what we talked about.
betting on the fact that the dollar will last, you should increase your value as a person, as opposed to just focusing on your value in the bank.
Yeah. So when you stepped away, we were talking about kind of for a second, like just diversifying your abilities. Like if you're really good at, I'm really good at a couple things right now, but I'm trying to expand it so that way I'm good in other areas. Like I was like joking about how, like in movies in the future, there's always like the computer people, and they know how to do everything. They're like, okay, open any door, or like I'm hacking into the alien mainframe right now. I'm saving the world. You know, you want to have skills that are transferable, but also like are like widely useful.
Right.
So I think that's what you're saying. But also, you want to invest in yourself as a person, like in your personal, your interpersonal skills, your like, decision-making skills, your like problem-solving skills, things that can apply to a large field of things. That's way better. Because if you're really good at problem-solving, you can go to a field you're not necessarily like familiar with, but you can figure it out. Not because like you're just like naturally smarter than everybody else, but just because you understand like oh, X plus Y equals Z, and like if I want to do this, I need to figure out how to make this happen.
Right.
So yeah, I feel you. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I
just think it's something to think about because if saving money just for the sake of saving isn't itself specifically a wise thing to do unless you're doing it for the right reasons.
I mean, there's nothing you can do with that money otherwise. Like okay, say you don't save your money.
If I invest in property though, it's like that's a currency that doesn't.
And what
have
makes
value.
you think that people are going to respect the bounds of your property after?
Well, it's possible.
like,
Yeah, that's true. But there's risk in everything. Is what I'm saying. Saying if you save all your money and you're really careful about saving, there's still risk involved with that. The dollar could crash. You don't invest in your hobbies or your abilities, and you just totally bet on the dollar's going to be fine. And like you never know.
I mean, you never know about anything, so
Yeah,
what's
that's why you
the
got
point
to
of doing
diversify.
anything?
That's why you got to put your
Yeah,
bets in
sure.
a couple
Just
of
making
things.
your chances as good as possible. Yeah, because you don't know what's gonna happen.
So you
But
invest in your skills, you invest in your hobbies, you put money in the bank, you save money, you invest your money,
Mhm.
you purchase things that are more likely to retain value.
John looked out the window again.
Yeah, he keeps doing that.
He keeps looking out the window, and we're just like, what's he doing?
So I don't know. That's just something I've been thinking about in general. Because I'm trying to decide, like, do I want to invest my money? Do I want to save my money? Should I buy a car? Should I buy a house?
A car would be useful in the apocalypse.
I mean, I have a car, but
I
should
don't know. I
buy-
feel like you should think more about what you want rather than like the bad possibilities, right? Like you need to set your own goals and you need to, be able to reach those goals, right?
If I take the money that I could have saved and I invest in a bunch of equipment that teaches, like for example, this podcast is an example. I've invested quite a bit of money in the podcast, and it's allowing me to hear myself have a conversation, and I think that's really valuable because I learn a lot about the way that I talk and the way that I communicate. And I think learning to communicate effectively is horrendously valuable, especially if you're a programmer, because most programmers can't communicate well. So if I can program well, and I can do video stuff, and I can do Photoshop, and I'm good at communicating, then it's like I'm going to be more valuable than the person who's super, super good at programming and nothing else.
Sure, but at the end at the time that we reach the end of the world and
Okay,
computers
only
are no
one
longer
scenario.
a thing. Well, yeah, but computers are no longer a thing. Your video stuff doesn't matter. Your podcast.
Well, I better
doesn't
be good at
matter.
management then.
But what are you doing, John? What are you gonna be able to do in the end of the world?
Yeah, boy.
Well, I mean, I used to do engineering in school before programming, so
Yeah, so now you're engineering, but
So
still
I
it's
can follow that.
diversified.
Yeah, because you
skills.
diversified yourself. That's all we're saying.
I mean that wasn't by choice. So,
You still did it. So
Forced
suck it.
diversity.
but yeah, I could do it. But look, yeah, like in the end, like if you
Doesn't even matter.
management,
There's always
management in the end,
always
if
risk,
you in
yeah.
programming, like if you want to make a lot of money, you go into management. You don't
Right.
keep programming.
But that's because, I don't know. I'm just saying diversify. Like,
That's another thing that's weird. It's like when you. This is kind of off topic, but if you get a job in a field, to move up, you have to like change your job. Like if you love
That's right,
programming,
yeah.
to make more money in programming, you have to watch other people program, which is kind of annoying.
By the
Yeah.
way, Austin's in the room now, my brother.
What's up,
so he's
Austin?
joining
Hey,
in.
I'm not sure where to talk since I don't have a fancy
Talk
microphone.
towards the middle. There's
Yeah.
a microphone right in front of you.
Yeah,
and there's one over
This
here.
guy right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't get too close to it because it's picking us all
So
up.
I just want to talk
Just-
about.
just tats
So
on
I've
it.
always had a picture of you in my mind. I never knew what you looked like. For some reason, I always imagined you like as an actual dwarf.
And he's literally the opposite of
He's
him.
like 6'3" or something.
He's taller than
But like
you.
I just imagined you as like
Yeah.
one of the dwarves from The Hobbit.
I mean, this probably won't be much people listening to the podcast, but I can show you a picture Luke took of me I think around Christmas, where
He looks like Gandalf.
that is one way you could put it. I think I look like Rasputin. So,
That's a much more manly.
all right. Sorry. I should probably talk about what we're talking about.
What?
Just stay close to your mic. We're still using
So-
audio. I don't know.
What would I say? For the whole value thing, I know, at least in terms of physical resources as opposed to skills, be very important to, you guys may have said this already, but, be very important to get basically goods that serve a purpose of some kind, like,
Bullets.
well, I was thinking gasoline. Bullets would be another one.
Murder
Bullets
weapons.
covered in gasoline.
Well, it's one of those things where you're like, oh, well, cars, it's like, well, yeah, you're going to want to have lots of gas because you can give that to other people who
Yeah.
can then use cars.
It's a transferable
Or-
resource.
yeah.
Like a transferable skill.
Or, bullets because,
Everyone needs to kill
Kill
somebody.
it.
well, also for hunting, though.
Yeah.
So it would become even more valuable.
What happens
than
when
that.
that's
what happens
true.
when people have laser guns? Then it's like, well, great, I have all
Well,
these bullets that no one
batteries.
cares
Yeah,
about.
then
Kaiser crystals.
Well, that's why like the
Possibly.
whole world is like built around what's retains value. That's what people
Yeah.
keep. I don't understand why gold has value. We've talked about this before. Why is
pretty.
gold? Is that it?
Yeah, I don't know. People
Why
always
does
like,
gold have value?
gold never loses its
Gold
value.
is limited, but like if no one cares about looking pretty, what's
That's
the
an epic
point?
beer.
What's the value in gold?
We don't question that now because that would make our whole economy.
Because that old guy keeps coming
But
up
we're not
on,
even
on
based on
those
the dollar.
infomercials talking
We're
about
on
how
the gold.
gold is.
We're not on the
Right.
gold standard anymore. So it's
That's
like,
true.
yeah, I don't know. I think currency is very interesting. And,
I think like precious stones are going to lose their value soon because they're making lots of really nice like synthetic stones.
yeah, what happens when someone invents a science way to make gold, like with
Alchemy?
a formula? Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Fool's gold.
yeah.
Then it's like, well, crap. Now gold.
I mean, who even needs real gold anyway?
Well,
Seriously.
Now, I don't know anything about computer engineering, but I've heard that gold is really good for like computer chips and stuff. Do either of you computer people know?
Yeah, I
anything
mean, it
about
can
that?
be. But I feel like there's other materials.
Travels through
But there's
gold
other
faster.
materials that you can use in place of gold, though. That's why I'm like, well, you can use something else
Well,
besides gold.
But is the way I've heard it put to me is that gold is like the best for doing that. Is
Right.
that true?
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think that's I don't know this because I'm not an electrical engineer, but I think it has something to do with the way electricity travels through
Conducts.
gold. Yeah.
Well, gold would also be good for bullets because it's heavy, so you have more.
But gold
It's
is
also
soft,
yeah, it's
but
soft.
that doesn't matter for
I
a
guess that's
bullet
true.
because it's about
That's
the
why
weight
it's
and
something
how
going really
fast.
fast.
It's going.
though. Well, that's why
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
why I didn't understand,
a
'cause I was like,
squishy like ball hitting you like 500 miles an hour.
Sometimes being soft can be better because then the bullet will like expand in the body and do
Oh,
more
well,
damage.
what I didn't
Yeah.
understand. What I didn't understand was like
The joy in your eyes, by the way, when you just talking about like a bullet entering somebody, you like lit up. Like,
but the thing,
it was so so beautiful and so terrifying at the same time.
What I don't understand is it's like, or what I didn't understand
Most
in
of my
general
friends are gun nuts.
was because hold on. So, steel is stronger than gold.
yeah.
hmm
Is steel heavier than gold?
No,
I don't think it is.
I don't
if it's
think
heavier
so.
than gold, it would be stronger than gold.
I think
it's
gold
stronger, like
is heavier.
like a gram of steel is heavier. It's stronger than a gram.
I think
of
gold is denser, but gold is softer.
They both weigh a gram.
Are
but
they the
it's still
same?
stronger than the other. I know they weigh the same.
Define strong.
Like strong.
Gold is gold is softer than steel.
Yes.
I think gold is
So then it's-
heavier than steel. But the thing is,
Wait,
it's like,
no,
okay,
no,
so if I'm
yeah.
building a gun, I don't want a gun to be heavy. I want it to be light.
Right.
So I wouldn't make it out of gold because gold is heavy.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to make it out of gold because gold is soft. So I was just trying to figure out, like, other than it being pretty, what's the value in gold?
No.
You're saying electricity, possibly.
Yeah. Well,
But I just
definitely.
didn't. I just never knew. It was just like
Yeah.
in the past we didn't have electricity, so why
Well, it's
was
like-
it valuable?
Well,
then?
most,
It's always been valuable.
Well, stuff like
Um,
gold and stuff are aside from electrical stuff, which isn't like you don't need a whole lot of gold to do that. It's mainly for aesthetic purposes. But they have synthetic stones that look just as real as diamonds now.
Yeah,
They have like you can
but
gold
it's
plate
not
things.
heavy,
and
so
it
people
costs
like
you
the
cheap.
weight of gold.
Yeah, but it's like gold. You only like the weight because weight kind of implies like.
it seems like a
structural integrity.
social construct value.
Well, if you have a table
Well,
that's like big and like heavy, like it
the-
feels like it's good quality. You're just like, yeah, this is a good
being
table.
malleable would makes it really good for jewelry because
Yeah.
it's very easy to make something very elaborate with it because it's
soft.
it's soft and easy to work with.
Yeah.
Where so that would be probably one reason why it had value because it was an uncommon material that was really good for making jewelry. So it's this really good material for showing status that is hard to get.
But is jewelry that important these days?
Because like when the world,
well, I'm talking
when-
about in like ancient times.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
the
I know,
world
but,
ends,
I guess like,
like, when
like
the
now,
world-
the way
when
that
the
like the
world-
market's changed.
If the world ends, it's like, why would you care about gold? Like, you don't have food, so the gold is worthless, right?
Computer chips.
What's the value in gold if people run out of food?
Probably not much.
Well, you melt them down into bullets, and then you shoot people.
You murder everyone else, so there's more food for you.
Yeah, it works.
You don't.
they don't
and it's-
have food,
and it's
you
like,
eat
and it's
them.
like, it's like, why don't you use steel? Because it's not as pretty.
I want to kill them with kindness.
That's right.
I don't know.
If you're gonna
Beauty.
defeat the world,
Well, and actually, I think I'm thinking of steel jacket rounds as opposed to brass rounds, but those apparently have more problems with cycling. They get jammed more.
Mhm.
So I don't know if the actual steel bullets themselves have the same sort of problem
Mm-hmm.
or not?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'd have to ask someone who knows more about that sort of
We
thing.
need a gun expert.
We need a gun nerd.
Well, I know a couple, but they all live in Virginia, so they probably don't work.
Should have brought them with you.
It was too far away.
Yeah.
You guys, we've been going for an hour and a half, so I think it's time to wrap this up.
All right.
This is cheers to 1 year of podcasting.
Woo!
Once again, if you haven't,
Cheers to a year.
this isn't a live stream, but I'm treating it like one because I keep repeating it. Because I'm proud of it. Because we have done an episode a week without missing an episode for a year, and that's difficult. I don't know anyone else who's done that with anything, any sort of like project like this. And so I wish Shane was here. I wish he could be part of this too. But
I
like,
miss you, Shay.
And Brent.
and Brent, yeah, because
Brent has been here.
Brent's been gone for so long.
Like a year.
But like I do. I wish both Brent and Shane could be here, because it really is exciting to say like we made this happen. This has been a project. We've gotten a bunch of people to listen. We've got a little bit of a following. We've got like an art direction. We've got a name. We've had good topics. Have really great episodes. We had people who we've debated stuff. We've laughed about stuff. Talk, laugh, rant, argue. All the stuff that I wanted to do.
We did it.
And I'm just really proud. I'm really excited. I'm excited to celebrate this accomplishment. So
yeah. I'm stoked about it.
Awesome.
Also, I think it's funny because like coming up with a name actually is a big accomplishment for us.
It took us 6 months.
We didn't really have a name for 6 months.
No, but
We
like,
have a name. We gotta have a
so
name.
the guy who's coming tonight to hang out with us, I was talking to him on the phone a couple weeks ago before I came down here, and he said, "We're all in the same boat" is like the best name ever. He's like, I can see that being like a real, legit podcast like that everyone talks about because it's such a good name.
Sweet.
And I was like, good, because it took us forever
It's a good name,
to
yeah.
come up with it. You know, so I'm just really proud. I'm really excited. Like seeing this here, seeing everything set up on the tables with the alcohol and the pizza and our laptops and our mics and you know, it takes a little getting used to because it's a little different than what we've been doing. But it does make it real and it's really awesome. So I want to thank you two both for making it out here.
Yeah, dude.
Because awesome and you know,
Awesome.
Austin's here
Thanks
too.
for being here.
But I mean, like he just showed up. But you know, I'm really excited that we were able to do this as opposed to just doing another online episode like we've been doing.
Mhm.
So thanks, awesome.
Yeah.
I guess plugs. You know, it seems so weird to be doing plugs because it's such a weird episode. But do you have any plugs, Michael?
Just follow me on Instagram. You can see everything I do there. My name is Michael Dimas. MykolDimas.
Okay, sweet.
That's it.
John, anything?
Check out Luke's vlog.
That's right. Yeah, because
For the trip.
I've been
Yeah.
vlogging this, so you know that episode will be coming out. So for me, you can follow me on Twitter at Luke Roxwold. That's LukeRockswold. You can watch my vlogs at Luke Roxwold Vlogs. John, get back over here.
Don's
What are you looking at?
standing
Look
up,
it
looking out the window.
Like
I
a
heard a
dog.
door shut.
Like a dog.
He just
Oh.
wants to see the neighbors so bad.
Okay, so hold on. I'm doing my plugs. This is my advertising. The vlog that's I just released all the Miami vlogs. The vlog that is coming out on Sunday. Actually, let me back up. I have made 3 different seasons of vlogs. The first season has 89 episodes. The second season had 50 episodes. And this season already has 11 episodes. So that's 150 plus episodes of vlogs.
Nice.
And the vlog that's coming out Sunday, I think, is the best vlog I've ever done.
Snap.
And it's my movie premiere of Thread.
The movie
It
repeater.
is my movie premiere of Thread, and I think it's my best vlog. So be sure to
Sweet.
check that out. It comes out Sunday morning. So yeah,
Awesome.
Awesome.
that's it.
You
So-
realize that now you have to make a sequel about the guy investigating the body.
Yeah, it's
called
just
Thread.
spoilers.
Well, no, it could be either body. Oh boy, spoilers.
If you haven't seen it by now, you're a bad friend.
I mean,
All right.
In the beginning,
but
you
my
know
point
someone-
is,
in the beginning, you know
it's
someone
about the
died.
officer, and it's called Fed.
Fed. And then as his son, it's called Fred.
No, it's just like it's called Thread 2, Fed.
Thread to Fed.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. Thanks for being with us for 52 episodes. Really excited to see what ideas we come up with after this. We're all in the same boat, everybody.
Yeah, we are.
That's awesome. We're done.
Outro.
Woo!